Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, assorted members of the jury, the time has come for Kido Severo Jones Bones. His redemption arc, his revenge has come. We casted one game of his a few weeks ago, Ra versus Kronos, in which he was unable to find the dub. We move into today's day and age. The man is a couple of weeks older, a couple of weeks wiser, and sometimes that's all you need. He's playing Ra, and he is up against the menace that is Kronos in the top side of the map. We do have Nerdology on this position doing his shenanigans. And this, ladies and gentlemen, this is a Kronos rush. So, I believe there is a standing bid out there for someone to beat the Kronos rush at the top level. Nerdology is a 2K player. Kido is a 2K player. Nerdology is actually a random god player. If Egyptian can beat Kronos at the top level, this person, I don't know where they are. This person has to give them $100 dues. So Kido is playing for some very high stakes here. Some very, very high stakes. We do have a little cheeky obelisk down from Kido. He sees a couple of villagers on food. Unfortunately, doesn't get the information that he really wanted here. If he's seeing 4 villages, he could have pieced together that this was going to be a Kronos rush because there should only be 3 villages here for something else. There's a lot of tricks to working out what your opponent's going for. But then again, regardless of whether a Kronos rush is coming and you see it, then it's too late to really adapt to it. You should already be preparing. And Kido, he says, come at me. I was coming up with all of these fast advances to completely shut down this Kronos rush. Kido says, screw it. I'm going to advance at 430. Like, why? What does it matter? Like, it's just a couple of Prometheans. I'll just run away. It's fine. That's what Kido is saying here. He said, all of this nonsense, these guys don't do anything. We're just going to chill. It's fine. It's great. It's good. But the only issue here is that he still doesn't have the food to advance, and this is such a late advance from Kido. He's getting his houses down. One idea would be to spam your houses with a whole bunch of villagers here to cut the Promethean off from getting onto your gold mine or getting onto your food here. As the Nerdology classical age comes through, and Kido is sitting here going, oh no, he doesn't have the read. He needs to get a pig in. Oh dear, he doesn't have the resources to get to the next stage. This villager over here getting punched down. Does he get? No, that's a dead villager. Nerdology, he has paid off. He has paid off his advance in spades. It's literally a 430 advance time from Kido. Oh my god. I mean, the good thing here is he can just turn around and just shank these Prometheans. He should not lose anything more here because they're all going to be bunched up together. On the other side here, the problem now arises is that Nerdology is going to be able to just spam Terma in onto this position. And life gets very difficult from there on in. I'm getting another counter barracks up. Generally, you want to wait on that second counter barracks. And you just want to be pumping out the Terma from the first one there. As the temple going to come up, the Pharaoh doing some defensive shenanigans here. I do think a very simple way to buff Egyptian against this, because of course, the stats speak for themselves. Kronos is dominating Egyptian, would be to say that the damage against myth units does not get reduced. So you can use your heroes in the Archaic Age to fight off early Prometheans. Of course, that would absolutely kill a Kronos Rush versus Egyptian. You would never be able to go for it anymore because they would have their priest and pharaoh in their main base to literally just kill off the Prometheans. You wouldn't want to send them in. But if it is a strategy you wanted to kill off for against Egyptians, you could easily do that without breaking the like early damage thing, because the pharaoh and the priest would not do bonus damage or the extra damage versus villages and things like that. For example. Ideas, thoughts, let me know what you guys think. But Kido, he is going to have to try and defend with the Wadjet, he gets himself watchtowers. Makes a lot of sense. There is deconstruction here. He can drop that onto a watchtower, but that just gives the gold back over to Kido, which he would very much like here. 200 extra gold. That's nice. A little cheeky barracks coming down. Realistically, the unit to defend against these Termers is Priest and Wadjet. Building barracks and building Slinger isn't actually something that you really want to go for super fast. In fact, if you can afford to, while going to the next age and getting up like a second monument, you can get an extra Wadgets out and Priests out, then you're good to go on these defenses, because the Terma, they actually can't get in and kill off a really well-controlled Wadjet sitting inside of the base, because the town center is going to get too much damage done onto them. As now, Nerdology has said, oh, maybe the rush is over. He's cutting his Terma. He's going to look for a town center. This is the natural follow-up to the Kronos rush. He killed off one villager. He caused some idle time, but Kido took a 430 advance time. So Kido's got a lot of resources right now. Of course, he will be falling behind. Every minute that passes, he's going to be losing about 60 resources that he otherwise could have had if he didn't lose the villager. But he's got more right now. So we'll see what he's going to be able to make do with all of that stuff. Well, he's had more, maybe not more resources, because he had a lot of idle time. But nonetheless, I don't know. Don't ask me questions. I don't know anything. A couple spearmen now coming out. And wait, Nerdology? Is he going to town center? No. I thought he cut everything. No, he's just going to keep pumping units. I thought he cut everything and he was ready to go. The spearmen are now going to start looking for a little bit of knowledge on the map. He's got the obelisk positioned in a nice little place there, as the tower there does get deconstructed down. Wadjet getting some good damage done as the villagers need to bail off of the town center, off the gold mine. He does get 200 gold for this. I already brought that up, but 200 gold at this stage of the game is really quite nice, as 3 Terma heroes getting manually converted here. Now you just have to be careful not to lose the Wadjet to them by pulling them back and then healing up. Losing the Wadjet is a real big problem here. He does manage to pull that one back. He's going to heal it up with the Priest. Another Wadjet going to be coming through as the Terma charging in, and they go right underneath the towns, and a Wadjet stays alive, and one Terma down as the Spearmen getting pushed back from those Prometheans there. And now the villagers can move back over onto the gold mine. If there's any opportunity here to drop some extra houses down and lock this position off, Kido needs to be taking that. The double Wadgets are in this one. Low HP though. Still have to be very careful. He does end up losing that one. Like, he's got so much of a range advantage that you just pull it back whenever the army comes in. Get a shot, run, and you shouldn't be losing them. But now, Kido managed to get himself out. The army, the units that he needs, and he will be able to push outside of his base. The Terma can hit and run the Spearmen quite a bit here. Up onto the top side. Spearmen checking things out over onto this side. As the Oracle goes down. Electron bullets is now queued up for Kido. And surely, Nerdology says it's time to give up on this rush. The villagers of Kido are so confident in his ability to defend this rush, and he's so confident that a second town center has to be coming. He's moving over here right now, and he's going for a granary. Because he says, I got to get out of my base. I got to get onto some actual resources here. But that's not what's happening. But it doesn't matter, because Nerdology cannot break through what Kido's got out at the moment. So the Spearman will charge in, getting that last little bit of damage off. Terma, just, you can't really do hit and runs versus Spearmen because they've got so much speed. 5 speed versus 5 speed makes it very, very tough. Kido now charging in though, as those Karabalista are going to be a very, very scary unit to be facing here. And shifting sanding. The village is actually in. He says, let's get going. The villagers are in, and he's get out of here with the Karabalista. And Kido will manage to take those out. The Terma going to continue to shoot and scoop, but he's now making his way over onto this gold mine. He's like, I've used my shifting sands. I may as well come over here now. But Nerdology's army is down. Kido's got this position. He can look to start walling it up and go from there. There's still more units coming out. There's 4 Caraballister in these counter barracks. 4! Skin of the Rhino coming through onto this position as well, or into his town center, so his villages are going to be a little bit stronger. It's the Terma charging in over here, trying to take out the Wadjet and all the other good stuff. All the Caraballister are out. The Slingers will get a little bit of damage done over here. But Nerdology's Caraballister is down. And there is no more to go with this rush. I think, though, damage has 100% been done here. Like Nerdology has accomplished quite a lot on this attack. He's lost a lot, though. And in fact, he is behind significantly in terms of military resource value. But the army that Kido has here can't really do a whole lot on the map right now. Goldstarve, as an idea, could work, but he's used these shifting sands. If you had a shifting sands now, you could shift up onto this top position, kill all these citizens. That would be brutal. But because he has to walk up there, Nerdology can run, he can put walls, he can do a whole bunch of things to just play around this. Kido, he's going to say, you know what? I'm not going to go for it. I'm going to go for walls everywhere, and we are going to go to the heroic age. Get me to Sekhmet, get me to my Slings of the Sun, electron bullets, and we'll go from here. Some Axemen on the way. Spearmen making their way up to the top side. There was like favor for another shifting sands. It would be brutal. This amount of Spearmen actually isn't enough to take on this amount of citizen. These citizen pack some very, very large knives. As Kido's villages are also going to get hit while this is all going on. So both players are going to be in a little bit of trouble here, but there's enough army here to push Nerdology back, and Kido does actually miss the fact that he can go into that gold mine. He's going into the main base. There is a citizen to be picking off here. As he does pop through. Gets a couple of pokes in. Nerdology does pay attention, gets that garrison off, and Kido has to pull back into his main little gold mine defensive area here. The Spearmen making their way up to the top side. No, he's still not checking the gold mine. He doesn't know there's a gold mine there. Well, I mean, you kind of know there's a gold mine here. He's seeing the gold mine. He knows there's a gold mine here. He knows there can't be one this close because there's one here as well. All the gold mines are around the sides of the map. Anyways, the point is, I'm surprised he didn't check the gold mines in the corner. Or check this one. But nonetheless, Sekhmet is now through. Nerdology is still going in onto Murmillo, Caraballister, and Termit. Generally, what Kronos wants to do against the Barracks army is get to the heroic age through Hyperion. Hyperion is your ultimate answer to Barracks units because all the Barracks units are basically counter units, Axemen and Slingers specifically. But also you get the Satyr, which can absolutely dominate the low pierce armor of the Axemen, the Spearmen, and the Slinger. It's got 40% pierce armor, but still, it's low HP. Yeah, a little cheeky temple coming up for Nerdology. And Hyperion will be coming through, and we'll see exactly how Kido is going to deal with this. Now, my personal preference in this specific matchup is to go for Sobek and not Sekhmet. The main reason for Sobek is while I love the Petsukos, and you should go for Petsukos to help get you through the mid game versus the Satyr. They're more of a just defensive powerhouse. You can't push into them. The actual big reason for Sobek is sun-dried mud brick. That technology allows you to pump Migdols, and the Migdols allow you to stay alive. And you stay alive. If you stay alive versus Kronos, you generally end up winning. So the more Migdols you can put down, the better. And you don't get that with Sekhmet. But you do get a potential Citadel Center on a really nice position. He used it on his main base. He could have dropped it over onto this spot. That could have been very, very useful. Just to defend this whole spot as the wall's going up everywhere. Kido not wanting to take any chances at the moment. Getting caught out of position against a Chaos can mean the entirety of his army dies in a flash. You just have to be playing nice and defensive. Sit back. Let the game come to you. Second town center coming up for Nerdology as well, as both players are going to be enjoying a little bit more economy. And we'll see some more Wadgets coming out onto the top. So far, a fairly equal game. Kido, with the Citadel Center, does actually no longer fall behind the Kronos or the Atlantean economy because the villages are popping out a little bit quicker. So he's going to be probably only 8 villages behind. Maybe this one's going to be popping out a little quicker. But anyways, probably only going to be about 8 villages behind here. Exactly what is the train time on this? Will it tell me here? It says 18 seconds. It's not 18 seconds on the Citadel. I can tell you that much. 25% fast. Someone do the math. Not me. 15 seconds? 14 point something? Anyways, it basically equals out. As the Kontaras are going to be popping through here. Well, one Kontaras pops through here. Kido does get spotted on this spot. He's going to have to pull off the gold mine. Heart of the Titans comes in. Heavy infantry comes through. And a little bit of a lull here as neither player can really make any ground. One extra cool idea for Kido would be to go for stone walls here. This is a super strong technology, often neglected to basically just frag because it's so cheap that why wouldn't you grab it? But it is super strong. One other thing here for Kido is he's got access to rain, which is going to be a big help. Obviously, you want to get as much of the food on the map as you possibly can, but going into farms here is a completely valid move. Getting a third town center as well, completely valid as well. Nerdology, on the other hand, has got implode coming. That's the scary part. Well, J Atlas on the way. That's the big scary part. Is it 14.5 seconds? Do we trust YouTube? YouTube chat? I don't know. Maybe. A couple more camel riders popping out. They can't really get a whole lot done here, and this game is about to get very much broken open here with an implode. The simplest way to defend against the implode is to have 1, 2, 3, just spend all that gold on Migdols. Just put them everywhere. Migdol here, Migdol here, Migdol here, Migdol here. Of course, there's a deconstruction you have to worry about, but that's why I like that Sobek, that sun-dried mud brick. But nonetheless, Kido says, time to charge forward. Chaos onto the back line. No shifting sands available. And Kido just going to sit here and say, all right, we'll take the fight, because he knows if he waits a little longer, then implode comes, he just loses the army anyways. They're pushing back here. Great little game sense there from Kido. His army is at its probable strongest point. It will get erased by the implode, but if it dies out in this position, it gives a huge amount of time to just rebuild it. As the Scarab going for the town center, Nerdology, you got to be a little bit careful here. I think the Scarab will not be fast enough. Hero citizens coming in, and that will be a dead Scarab, so it's not going to be enough. But still, lots and lots of kills here for Kido as he's finding a gigantic edge in this game now. But this will go straight back into Nerdology. I wouldn't say Nerdology's favor, but he's going to be out of this problem with that implode. All the priests will die. All the slingers will die. The Wadgets will also die, but not from the implode, probably from the rest of the units. And Nerdology drops his implode. The army falls. And Kido will have to rebuild it all out. He does decide for Camel Riders. I saw him doing this as well in another game. I'm not sure I like going into Camel Riders unless you were Sobek, because you've got no boosts for them. And Spearmen are going to be really, really useful. But nonetheless, he's going for it. And the Camel Riders are going to be a nice little tank here. The other thing is that Camel Riders do cost a lot of gold, which will chew into your gold reserves, which you want to be pumping in onto Migdols. But anyways. Kido will pop back and continue along. He has still not gone for his farms. Little cheeky walls over onto this side as he's over onto this deer. The Oracle does spot this, and those Contarius are saying, no, not today, Sunny Jim. You're not allowed food on this position. The villagers will move forward and try and get these walls up. Camel Riders are a great answer to this sort of a raid at the moment, so it is all starting to make some sense. The walls, not quite finished yet. He does have every single one of the walls up now, but the Contarius can just beat the wall down and break through here. But the Camel Riders are in, and it's not fast enough. Kido's up here. He's going to have his food. No problems. Wall gets poked down, but he has to run, and those Camel Riders will make short work of the Contarius. They do have the speed edge here, I think, at 6. Into this side, the Argus comes in, and good reaction there from Kido. You don't want to sit inside the acid pool. I'm pretty sure the villagers do not die from it. Only 50 divine, but still a bit of a problem. Another Migdol stronghold coming up over here is the Nerdology Argus trying to take that position out. As Kido drops himself a rain. Does he actually have farms, though? He's got 20 farms, and he's building them during the rain. Oh, he's got these ones on the bottom. That's going to be a huge eco boost. This is sort of where Ra comes online, because you want to use all the food you can. The first, I say this every single time, but the rain basically only gives you, actually we can do the math for you right now. It gives you 150% of base. And the base rate, you can just take it off this, it's something like 0.6 or 0.7 or something. So you're getting like 1.4-ish, I guess. Well, not maybe not that much, but 1.2. Well, there you go. You're getting about 1 extra food a second per villager, and the rain lasts for 45 seconds. So you get 45 food for the rain. So that pays off half a farm. Unless you got Shadoof, in which case it pays off. If that math is correct. I think that math is correct. Basically, but then you drop the next rain, and then you drop the next rain, and then you drop the next rain, and your food economy goes skyrocketing. So it is important to get the extra monuments down as well, so you can manage to make that happen. And now Nerdology ready to come through. We see Horus. Horus is generally the right choice against Kronos, though Osiris and Mummies is incredibly appealing. But then again, so too against the Archer Ball like this, so too is Tornado. Spearman getting taken out here. Kido a little bit... Well, he's finding a little bit of problems here. We're just holding everything together. He's lost a lot of resources on this. Got a lot of favor in the bank for Spearman upgrades, but all the chaos just hits in one foul swoop right there, and Kido's found himself some trouble in some trouble here. Spearman Slinger's going down on the front side. Kido needs to be pulling back and rebuilding his army here. He's just throwing units into the meat grinder. As now the tornado does come down, and at the very least he will be able to give himself a little bit of reprieve here, as all the units do end up melting, and he's now out of this problem, and he can start going into whatever he wants to go for next. A couple of more mil on the top here do manage to spot the villagers trying to get that gold mine. Not going to be allowing that. And we've got gold mine here, gold mine over here as walls are trying to come up for Kido. They're a little bit on the slow side. And the question here is going to be who's going to repopulate faster. Whole bunch of axemen to come through. We've got Spear of Horus. We've got Greatest of 50. Those are the two really, really big upgrades for this matchup. Another option here for Kido with these reigns in tandem is markets and trade route. Just start it. If you got that extra food income, it's good to spend it on more economy. Keep yourself alive regardless of if you run out of a gold mine. It can be a really great way to sort of move forward here. But Nerdology is back up to full pop. Kido's still trying to pump out his units here. Over onto this side. Getting himself the wall set up. No. He's still got this gold mine here, so he's still completely fine. There's Nerdology trying to break through onto this side. This one doesn't really matter. He should be thinking about locking this gold off, locking this gold off. If he can do that, then he's going to be in a really good spot. But the longer this goes on, the harder it is for Nerdology to actually kill this army. The other thing that Nerdology is missing here is a lot of oracles. He needs oracles up the wazoo here to afford chaos, more valors, some more satyr. But I guess in saying that, if he doesn't have the oracles, he does have a little bit more population for his army, which might be necessary as well. See Axeman going straight in. Full heavy army. There's that Argus spit. Great reaction from Kido to at least pull back away from you. You don't want to be standing in the middle of that one. So the back line does end up falling, and Kido's army for the moment here is looking incredibly powerful. And it's not even fully upgraded. A little armory upgrade check. Kido, full copper. Nerdology, full bronze. And onto this side, the palace comes up for Nerdology. Now, just like Kido's game plan here is basically should be around building migdols and playing underneath the migdols to survive. Nerdology's plan here should be using migdols to take the map and to actually push and to give himself a edge on the fights as well. But you don't have to put them so defensively. You can be very aggressive with those palace as Atlantean. Now the wooden wall getting taken down. Siege Tower going to roll in here and take out the palace here from Nerdology as well. Over onto this side. Citizens going down. Kido does have enough favor for another rain. He's starting his trade route. Love it. He's going in an incredibly safe corner. The better trade route is on this one, but the safe trade route, he's never going to get hit off this position anywhere except for maybe in here. Because Nerdology has to push through a town center, 2 migdols to come in onto this spot, a town center as well, 2 town centers. But this is the only real weak spot here, and that's close to a citadel, and I think that it's going to be tough for Nerdology to actually cut Kido off of resources here. We're onto the right side. Citizens will try and grab this gold mine. Fair enough. I feel like you can just give this one over here if you're Kido. He just needs to get himself his upgrades in, and he is going to be laughing. He's sitting back. Just needs to get those champion upgrades in, and he is in a real good spot. It's now coinage on the way here for Kido. And that's going to be even more of a boost. Siege Tower is rolling in, going to try and break through this position here. I don't think Kido should be looking for this is incredibly risky. If he can kill the palace, it's obviously worth it, but super risky, and he's going to throw away a lot of resources on this one. Let's pull back though. Kido's army sitting in this position. He does have enough for a shifting sands if he wants to go that way. Some sort of surprise attack somewhere. Stone wall's going to come down. Bronze shields. Again, there's another rain available. We could go rain into a Titan for an idea. There's that rain coming through. Now, chariot archers, bone bow, and heavy chariots going to be coming through momentarily. Contarius getting taken down ever so slightly. Can't really find those raids. There is no kill button here. Nerdology cannot find a kill here. There is 0 kill. So Kido can literally just sit here and wait. We are seeing a Titan coming through for Nerdology. Kido can throw down an extra monument or two. His Pharaoh is currently sitting on the trade route, so no more super favor income. This makes a lot of sense for Nerdology. A Titan to break through all the walls and all the pain to get onto the trade route. It's going to be very, very tough to deal with. Then again, if you just get the monument up and you get to your own Titan, that's going to be useful as well. He's already less than a minute away from 50 favor. A little bit short on the wood. I imagine he can just buy wood though if he needs to. It's very, very cheap. Yeah, normally when you get to this position and you're playing Egyptian and you're spamming this, you should just go to ballista towers and spam towers as well as your army. Like that. Yeah, you don't have enough pop for military, but you just kind of spam buildings. So it's not really a bad thing to go into these, but you do have to be quick about getting your upgrades and getting your buildings down, making sure you're taking good fights and things like that. Scar towers, boiling oil, iron shields, methodology, Titan Gate coming out very quick. That's a lot of citizen there. He has 26 citizen. That's the equivalent of putting 52 villagers on a Titan Gate. I do not think that Kido is going to be getting his Titan Gate out. He puts it down in the bottom corner of the map, which is going to be nice. But look at how fast this is going up. Kido is bringing every villager he possibly... He's literally taken 52 villagers. He has the same amount of villagers. Both players. That's wild. They both put 52 villagers on... You can't get 52. You can't. They can't get onto it. Advantage Atlantean. Atlantean is broken after all. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 minus 42, 52. There you go. Or 52 minus 7. That's the amount of... Anyways. Nerdology's Titan in. Both players a stare down. Waiting for the Titan. Animation cancelling. Citizens say, I've had enough. Let's go with my Titan fort. No, he's going back to his farms. Get the economy in. Very important. It's 70 seconds away for this Titan Gate. All you need to do is find the Titan Gate with your Titan and you can stop it. But it could be anywhere. It could be here. It could be here. It could be here. It could be here. It could be literally anywhere here. And Nerdology doesn't know. He could guess. He could send it straight in, but then that's out of position and it's going to be a very, very dangerous time. Breaks the walls down, running straight in onto this spot. Nerdology is hunting. He wants the Titan Gate. Where is it? How lucky can you get? He charges in here. He sees the town center. He's got to pick a way. And he says, we'll take the town center. He's not going to find it. Town Center will be... I don't even know if the Town Center falls here, because that Titan Gate is coming quick. 20 seconds. I think it does fall. The Kido holding on this position beautifully. Those slingers are insanely powerful. But Kido's Town Center will be no more. Not a big deal, though. You can rebuild it very, very cheaply. But the Titan will be out. And Nerdology, he actually needs to bail. He can bail easily. Just run out right through the walls. You don't want to be taking a fight against that Titan with priests and already down on HP. Get your heroes in. One of the big advantages of Atlantean and the Titan fight is that you can just heroize the entirety of your army and go for it. Chaos does get dropped down, though, onto those slingers. Kido doesn't care. He's just going to rebuild. He's going to be at full pop no matter what. I mean, how many barracks does he have? He's got 20 barracks. You could get the levy for sure. And all the slingers do die in one shot. That'll kill them off. That'll kill them off. No, you can't empower a Titan Gate, unfortunately. I think you can empower a Wonder, but not a Titan Gate. This Nerdology trying to break around into the left side of the map. But Kido is saying, get back here. I'm not done with you. I have my Titan and I'm ready to go. This Titan's just going to walk through and try and take down all the walls, maybe. Oh. If he shoots once more, that's going to be a big slap from the Titan. Another rain there comes down from Kido. He's got so much of it. He's got 5 monuments up, so full favor gain for Kido. What is it at the moment? 39 per minute. Good save up for another Citadel here as well. As the army of Kido will break through those units and the Migdol creeping forward will begin. He doesn't have him empowered. If he empowers all the monuments, it's a little bit better. But he also, as Ra doesn't have access to Necropolis, so that's the thing, is this Titan is just playing keep away. Finally does decide, all right, I'll turn around and take a fight. On the other side of the map, we'll give a little bit of time over to Nerdology to actually make something happen on the defense. But his Titan is done. $20,000 points of damage already. And now the hard work for Nerdology to actually deal with not only the Egyptian army, but also a Egyptian Titan as well. As Nerdology is out of gold, basically out of gold. There is this one here. He does have a trade route to some degree. He's got 13 trade caravans. Nerdology's economy is absolutely shot here. And Kido is going to be going on to win this game. I don't see a way out of this for Nerdology. He doesn't have the favor to make mass heroes. He doesn't have the economy to make mass heroes. Can't kill off the Titan. And he does realize that. 38 minutes, 50 seconds of a grind here from Kido. And he manages to fight his way through the Kronos menace. Taking out that Kronos rush. Claiming his $100 bounty for all to see. I don't know if it was everyone or if it was just me. Anyways. What a game here. Really nice play from Kido. I think he ticked all the boxes apart from the early game, which is wild. I feel like if he just plays the early game at a very high level, life is going to be much, much better for him. But he wants to go for the 4:30 advance time and shank around. Feels good. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this one, make sure you hit the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next game.